Hey, hello there, and a very, very good evening. I love Tuesdays at 8 o'clock because it means, of course, the Planet Cruise TV show. My name's Sean, by the way. A big hello to all of our regulars and maybe some new viewers that have joined us tonight. Just quick introduction. This show's been running now, I think it's nearly 10 years. Every Tuesday night we always have the best deals available, some exclusive offers and some great savings. And tonight we've actually got 6 deals, and I believe we've got a couple of cheeky, very cheeky, late deals as well. Talking of cheeky, he's back. Our Glenn is with us. Hello, matey.
Hello, matey. How are you?
I'm great, sir.
You all right?
I do love our
this week without me?
Hey?
Booked a cruise this week without me?
Do you know, I've got a cruise that I'm going on in 2 weeks' time and a cruise booked now for next June.
It's lovely, your life.
I'm always looking for another.
And what do you like Tuesdays?
I do. I tell you what, I know I am very lucky, but I think, if you can maybe afford a cruise, just do it, because we have got amazing deals. Now, Glenn, what we've got a real selection, actually, haven't we?
We've got one going over to Mauritius and the Seychelles, which is somewhere we've not done, I think, for ages.
And that's a Christmas one, isn't it?
That's a Christmas one.
For this year,
We've got a brilliant deal going over to the Caribbean. We're going to have a chat about the Caribbean tonight as well, with everything that's been going on. We've got some really good deals in Europe. We've got one going to the Singapore Grand Prix, which has been really, really popular, and also something a little bit different going to Lake Garda. And
we've got a special guest as well.
We have got a special guest, yeah. She's waiting in the wings, so she'll be coming in very, very shortly.
Yes.
So she'll be talking about it.
Jenny from Viking, but Viking Ocean.
Viking Ocean, I know, a little bit different.
So a great show. And hang on, let me remember. There's a late deal. It's under £50 per person per night, isn't it?
And that's going over to the Caribbean as well, so that's really, really good. Ooh. But what I wanted to do as well is also give a couple of call-outs to a couple of people that I spoke to. So I spoke to Eileen yesterday. She's booked her first cruise with us, and she's going out at Christmas with the family. So, Eileen, how are you? And also, Paul and Tina Carter said if I don't say hello to them, they're going to cancel their cruise with me. So they booked last night, and they're taking their friends over to on a Thomson cruise for next year. They've cruised with us before, new to cruising their friends, so have a great cruise with them.
And you've probably gathered by now, Glenn does work for Planet Cruise.
I do, yeah.
He's one of the great team that book your cruises.
I'm not lucky enough to have this as my only job, unlike some people. I have to go and earn, so I'll be back in the office tomorrow at 9 in the morning.
And what time are we open till tonight, Glenn?
Open till 10:30 tonight, back open at 8 in the morning. Brilliant. Some of the deals are really, really popular, so if you're thinking about it, get it booked tonight, but I'll be back in the office tomorrow at 9.
Brilliant. We're going to have a great time tonight.
We'll have a laugh.
I want to say hello to Simon that emailed before the show as well.
Hello, Simon.
Yeah, hello, Simon. Now, we're going to start off with Thomson. Last week, Thomson were one of the top sellers, weren't they?
Yeah, they always are. They always are, because the prices are so good with the flights, the transfers, the whole cruise. So this one's on the Thomson Spirit. And what I really like about this one, we're going into Cyprus, into Limassol, which is slightly different, over in that part of the world. This time of year, going over in November, you know the weather's going to be good there, and some really, really good ports of call.
This is some really pretty Greek islands. And an upgrade from an inside to an outside as well.
Which is always nice, a bit of light coming in your room as well, so it's not too dark.
Well, should we have a little look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
I think we should.
So, I mean, whenever we talk about it most times, because we feature Thomson nearly every single week, they're always really, really popular. Now, the Spirit, along with the Celebration, the Dream, are some of their sort of older ships to the fleet. But I tell you what they like. They love the ship. They feel so comfortable on there. And when you talk to the clients with Thomson, they go back time and time again. They like the staff, the food. Also, the entertainment always gets really, really good awards.
It gets really highly rated, doesn't it?
They won another one this year. And I think people, when they go with Thomson's, they don't feel they have to have all the airs and graces. They can just relax as soon as they get on board. English cruise ship or British cruise ship, so the entertainment's all geared towards the British market. And again, with Thomson's, they have regional flights going out around the country, plus your transfers, everything's included.
And your tips.
And your tips as well. And I think for a first-time cruise, if people have never done it, they're a little bit nervous about going on, not sure what to expect, Thomson's is a really, really good one. And as I said, the ports of call we're featuring on this one, for a last-minute deal, you're fed up with the weather getting poor, get over to some of these places you might not have visited before.
And what I love about cruises is the choice as well. When you are on board a ship, there's a massive choice of food, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. But what's so good as well, it's not just that. You go for your food, you go to bed at night after watching a really good show. You wake up in the morning, you're in a different country, in a different destination. You walk off, you go and experience that. You have a great day, knowing that you haven't got to do any cooking when you come in. You come straight back. You can have a drink round the pool, take in the sun, have a few cheeky cocktails, which me and you are obviously accustomed to, and then from there carry on. So I think this is a nice first cruise. It's a last-minute special, and if you've got the time you want to go, maybe have a look at doing the Greek islands.
And bear in mind, it is under £700. That's for an outside cabin and that does include all of your service charges.
And as well, it's going to be a little bit cooler, so if you're not too great on the heat, it's going to be a little bit cooler there, but still nice and warm.
Really nice,
and yeah, nice destinations to go to.
Anyway, let's have a look at some of these lovely ports.
So this one, we're going to make our way over, obviously, into Limassol now in Cyprus. That's the gateway there, so Cyprus is a really, really good destination to start with, and that's where you're going to embark the ship. Now, it's about a 3.5-hour flight, so for some people that can seem a little bit long. So what's nice, second day is a day at sea, just to chill out, relax, take in the sights, do a bit of sunbathing, and then we move on to the ports of call. So we then go down into Heraklion. Now, Heraklion was our destination where I docked for about 2 or 3 years on the ships. And what's nice with here, you've got the chance to go off to Knossos, which is a very, very popular destination. When we were with the family last year, we went over to the aquarium. They've got a brilliant water aquarium there, down to the beaches, or even if you just want to explore around Heraklion, around the town itself, you can do. It's just a nice introduction. If you've not been to Greece or Crete before, this is a good place to start. Then we go into one of the highlight ports, and that's going into Piraeus. Now, Piraeus is the gateway to then get into Athens. It takes about half an hour to get into Athens from the port. A couple of things I just need to warn you about. First of all, the taxi drivers. Taxi drivers in Piraeus can be a bit of a nightmare, okay? Haggling and bartering, and we get a lot of issues with the taxi drivers. So you can take the bus in, you can take the train in, or take one of the excursions. But again, with that, what you can also do is take one of the tours, okay? So take one of the tours, go to the Acropolis, go to the museum, which is just located nearby. But again, one of the great destinations to go and see in Europe. And if you've not been there before, it's a bit special.
Now, one of my favourite islands is next, which is Mykonos.
Now, Mykonos, what we always used to do here, we used to always hire a Jeep and get the top down, bit of topless driving, not literally, but get that roof down and get out and explore Mykonos. Now, Mykonos has become one of the big destinations in Europe this year. All the rich and famous are going out there. You've got Paradise Beach, Ely Beach are beautiful, stunning people over there as well. What we used to do is walk around the main town area. They've got really nice tavernas, and you've got the big seagull that walks around, the big gull that walks around, just wanders around all day, just throwing food in its bill, and that's famous. And they're the little streets. This is Shirley Valentine country. This is where it was filmed.
It is so picturesque, so beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely. I love Mykonos. Then we go into Kusadasi, one of my favourite destinations in this part of the world. Really comes alive. When you go off here, it's a bustling market area, loads of bazaars here, and again, you can get everything from food and drink. You can also buy DVDs of films that aren't even made yet. You can buy fur coats. Why they're selling fur coats in the middle of in Turkey,
bizarre, isn't it?
80-degree heat. But just have a wander around the market, and really good for clothes shopping as well. And you'll see a load of the crew going out doing the shopping. Then into Rhodes Town, great place to go and wander around the old town. You've got the walled city, great tavernas, bars in there as well, and also they've got a lot of rooftop terraces, so you can actually go up the stairs, sit and have a drink up there and just take in the views of Rhodes. And I'm actually going there next year for my holiday. My friend's getting married in Lindos, and we've just booked to go there for next year. Then from there, back into Limassol, and that's where you're going to make your way home, and that's the cruise taken care of, but a nice part of the world.
Isn't that lovely? And let's just take you around the ship one final time as well. So, Thomson, it's always more traditional ships, isn't it? Traditional
ships, but again, they're modernising the fleet, and as I said, the staff that are on Thomson's have been there years and years, so they get to recognise a lot of the clientele, and they go back time and time again.
And Glenn, we do get to meet a lot of the viewers of the show and a lot of customers, and the feedback is always fantastic.
It is good.
It really is.
Sits within the marketplace well. You know, there are higher class and more expensive ships, but this sits nicely in the market. And again, if you want to just get away for a week, or you want to try your first cruise for 700 quid to go to that part of the world with your flights, is not a bad deal.
And just to remind you what's included. I mean, I think it's always great that you get all of your tips and service charges. You will get a free upgrade tonight from inside to outside. That does make a big difference, you know, having all of that natural
little bit of light coming into the room.
Yeah, it's nice to wake up and see the new ports and things,
exactly.
Isn't it? You'll also get all of your return flights. Now, they are based on London Gatwick or Bristol, actually, but we have got regional flights available at a supplement as well. Now, all of the cruises have their own ID numbers. Just makes it easy when you book. The screen always turns around as I'm about to read it out. Because it says tips included now. But the ID number, there it is, thank you guys, is 128817. But we did mention we have got a new guest on the show. Jenny, we met earlier. Nice to see you, Jenny.
We did, you too. It's like a magic trick, isn't it? Here I
just moved. I just get shunted along here, that's fine.
I tell you, we chatted earlier, and I really want to book your cruise.
Wonderful.
So, a lot of our viewers will know Viking, of course, from their amazing river cruises to start with.
Yeah, so in 2015 we launched our first ocean ship, and that was off the back of people saying to us, we love what you do with river cruising, but there's parts of the world that you just can't access by river, and it'd be great if you could do ocean cruising. So not a decision that was made lightly, but finally 2015 we launched our first ship. We launched the Viking Sea, our second ship, in 2016, and we've launched 2 ships this year, the Viking Sun just last week.
So none of your ships are more than a couple of years old then?
No, absolutely not. Only 2 years old at the oldest. All identical as well. All just 930 passengers. So nice small ship experience.
Now, we were talking earlier, so only 930 passengers, but the tonnage, and some of you cruisers, you know all about tonnage and things. Is it 48,000? Is she 48,000 tonnes?
48,000 tonnes.
So that is actually loads of space per passenger, isn't it?
That was the idea. Lots of space on board. Nice, spacious staterooms. We lead in at 270 square feet for the standard stateroom.
That's really big.
So it's all veranda. Every single stateroom has a private veranda.
Wow. And again, when it comes to standards, I mean, Glenn, you know, talking to customers, we talk about some of the high standards.
You go into the top standard. We never like to sort of pigeonhole, because everyone's got their own opinions.
Absolutely.
But we would put this in the top 4 or 5 sort of cruise brands out there, and it follows on from their river cruise onto the ocean cruise.
And really exciting, isn't it?
That's where I think it fits in really nicely. So people who have river cruised with us before will see the design of the ship from the river ships has been moved over to the ocean. So it's all understated elegance, it's Scandinavian, chic on board, you know, no dressing up for dinner in the sense that there's no formal evenings. It's just something that you would wear if you were out at a nice restaurant for dinner.
We're having a little look now, aren't we?
I think as well, you know how popular this is going to be. A cruise line launch one ship every few years. Okay, they're launching 5 ships in 3 years, so you know how popular the brand's going to be. And again, as I said, it follows on from their river cruise. The standard is exceptional, and that's the feedback we get on there.
And so much is actually included as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's very much all about the inclusion. So, for example, you have a shore excursion included in every place that you visit. You have your beer, wine and soft drinks included with lunch and dinner.
I'll be drinking around the pool, having those.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because all drinks included, aren't they, on this one?
On the cruise that we have today for you, yeah, absolutely. We have a Silver Spirits drinks package included, so that takes
Which we're paying for, by the way.
Lovely.
It's true.
Cruise are paying for that.
And not only that, but there's also $100 per person on board credit on this cruise if it's booked within the next 7 days.
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at this.
So this is the infinity pool they have now, which is exceptional.
Yeah. This is the spa. So we got an award-winning spa. It was designed by a Norwegian spa company who were award-winning in themselves, and they designed this on board the ship. That's our snow grotto. So Scandinavian bathing culture is that you go in the sauna, freezing cold plunge pool, back in the sauna and then into the snow grotto. Increases the body's circulation. I have done it. Did feel amazing after it.
I could probably do that at my age. And I'm just looking at some of the food here. I mean, exquisite.
That is a word that really sums it up. The food on board is exceptional, and there's so much choice, and there's no extra cost for alternative dining venues. So we have a food and wine pairing menu, so 5 different courses, different wines to go with every different course, which are specially selected by the sommelier to go with that particular menu. The menu changes every 3 days, so you can be on board the ship for a week and have 3 different dining experiences. We also have an authentic Italian restaurant on board, the World Cafe, which serves foods from around the world, and you can sit outside. And the one that I really like as well, 24-hour complimentary room service. So breakfast in your stateroom in the morning on your private veranda.
And again, look at the space that you'll get. You know, and obviously we've got some amazing prices actually today on some of the suites, haven't we, as well?
Yes, that's right. So we've spoken about the 270 square foot standard stateroom. As I've mentioned before, they all have private verandas, but we also have our penthouse suites, which lead in at 405 square feet.
Wow.
And there's a deal on that, I believe, as
well.
For today.
The other thing as well, I didn't see many children on there.
No children, adults only.
That's why Sean's booking it.
Listen, I love children, but sometimes it's nice to a holiday and know it's adults only, and all the ships are adults only. Do you know, I still get so excited about the cruise industry. I love cruises, but watching that footage there, I mean, I got a real kind of like tingle. Do you know what I mean? The ships are absolutely
They are amazing. They really are.
But you also pay for what you get. Look at the quality on there. This is, you know, if you look at the price, some people say, but when you get everything else included, you get these drinks packages, you get the excursions included, and you're on that sort of product. That's what you're paying for.
Exactly. Two big inclusions that we haven't mentioned that really add up on cruising. Number one is gratuities. We include those in the cost, and we also
excursions. You're saying all the trips.
Excursions. Yeah. We've said Wi-Fi is the other thing that is included. Keep in touch with home. Tell them what you're doing. You know, it's included.
So actually, when you work out the value of all of those extras, it does work out fantastic. I think you'll agree. You know, when you think what you pay for Wi-Fi, what you think you'd pay for 6 excursions, what you pay for your tips, your gratuities, alternative restaurants, they're all included, and drinks, they're normally included, as you're saying, with meals.
Yes.
But Planet Cruise,
we're upgrading it to the silver drinks package on there, aren't they? So that's all drinks, isn't it?
Yep, it absolutely
is.
So
I can start the day off at 9 with a cocktail?
Yes, start off with a cocktail, definitely, yeah. It's very kind of you to take care of that.
Should we have a quick look at the ports as well?
Oh, yes, sorry, yeah. Do you know what? I'm so carried away with the gorgeous ships. Yeah, let's move on to the port.
Whenever you're ready. I can go over there if you want. I'll go and sell some clothes.
Go on. Sorry, Glenn.
OK, so let's have a quick look at the ports of call. So we're going to go into Barcelona. Now, you're saying on here they're actually going to do sort of an excursion in Barcelona as well.
One of the things that we do is, on average, we spend 11 hours a day in port. It's all about the destination as well. So what we actually do is you embark in Barcelona, you overnight in Barcelona, the next day you have your included tour of Barcelona. Yeah. So often in cruising you don't see the place that you embark or disembark
and again,
the ship.
as I say, the tours are included, so you've got tours included, plus you've also got ones that you can add on as well. Yeah. So if you want to go a bit further afield and stuff like that, which is quite nice. But lots of stuff to see in Barcelona. We talk about it all the time, but of course, you know, Las Ramblas, the Park Güell, and many places to go and see there. Then we head from there down into the south of France. We're down into Marseille, on that South France peninsular area. And again, when we were there, we were around the port area, which is really, really nice to just wander, go in some of the back streets. But again, you'll have a walking tour included on that in Marseille. From there, we go down where the rich and famous hang out, and you're on a beautiful ship as well, into Saint-Tropez. So again, walking tour of this in the morning to see the sights. The guides are all local guides, so they'll give you plenty of information. Right. And then from there, you can just sit back with a glass of wine, taking the views, and see how the other half live. Moving on to slightly poorer area of the world is Monte Carlo. This is where you'll see more Ferraris than anywhere in the world. You've, of course, got the casino. You've got the Grand Prix track. Meanders its way through the whole town because that's where you're on. And this is the playground of the rich and famous. You do feel you really are mingling with the stars there.
And you've got your included tour here, but you can also do optional excursions. So there's a helicopter tour, I believe, on
you should do a helicopter tour in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, of course, why not?
It's the way that's why Sean normally arrives to the port.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have an overnight here in Livorno. So this is your destination into Florence and Pisa. So having that overnight, you can first of all maybe go to Florence one day. You can take that as an optional excursion, but you are including, I think, Pisa.
Yeah, we're including Pisa. Another good one here that we do as an optional is wine tasting, Tuscany wine tasting.
Which is a great place to go and see that. That's really, really nice. And then, as I said, from there, we're back into Rome, into Civitavecchia there, and that's where you're obviously going to be flying back to.
I want to remind you that everything is included on this one, and we really mean everything. So, a free Silver Spirits drinks package, £100 per person, $100 rather per person on board spend, 6 guided tours, and there's great overnights. Some items may operate in reverse, and we'll talk you through those as you give us a call tonight, and your return flights from London there as well. And remember, Planet Cruise they're going to give you the Silver Spirits drinks package. So that means that any drinks up to $15 are included, and that's going to be premium wines, cocktails, aperitifs there. The chef's table premium wine pairing, minibar replenishments.
Yes.
I didn't mention that,
You didn't mention that, no.
So, yeah, minibar replenishments as well.
Wow, so all of that is included. And I do want to, if it's a special occasion, we're already getting sellouts on this, by the way, you can see that. But have a look at the Penthouse Junior Suites, because Jenny was saying they're over 400 square feet.
Yes.
And they look amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But, even if you go in for the veranda, they are far bigger than a regular stateroom, aren't they?
Yeah, larger seating area than the veranda cabin, and you get a larger balcony in the penthouse veranda as well.
I'll tell you what, whenever you go for tonight, you're going to be very, very happy. The ID number for this one, by the way, is 155 565. Jenny, thank you so much. I seriously, I do want to book that.
Good.
Yeah, I do.
You need to get in touch with Glenn here.
No, he won't book through me. He'll go straight through you. Don't worry about that.
No,
I will never book a cruise through.
I'll be honest. I haven't got any holiday left until April
2021.
That's okay. We can set you up with that.
I will definitely be booking with you in future.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Ships looked amazing. The whole experience is going to be outstanding.
It is good.
Yeah.
And as I said, because so much is included in that, literally, in theory, it's all done. You pay the one fee and that's it, more or less.
Thank you so much. We will see you soon.
Thank you.
Right. Wasn't that nice?
Bit different.
Well, you said it. Glenn's been so cheeky. Now, we're going to move on to... very important, actually. This cruise has been... Glenn was telling me earlier, he's been selling loads of these early, just before the show. It's with Royal Caribbean. It's a 12-nighter. We're going to be taking you to Singapore, but you've also got tickets for the Grand Prix as well, and an amazing cruise. But let's start off with Singapore, because we're there. Well, we actually fly to Singapore, and we're there for 1 night to start with.
Well, we've packaged it with 1 night. I would probably say, because you're going to do Singapore at the end
for the Grand Prix, aren't you?
Yeah. But I think you're going to be more sort of looking at the Grand Prix when you go back. So I would say at least do 2 days at the start.
But we've included one.
We've included one in it, but I would say look at doing 2, because you've got Marina Bay Sands. That's the hotel with the infinity pool on the top.
My neighbours were there recently.
Yeah, with the and that's a beautiful views over the main harbour. This is the Gardens by the Bay. This is like something out of Avatar, and it's phenomenal walking around there. And then you can actually walk. There's the walkway there. You can see the walkway around on the Skyway, which is phenomenal. Then you've got Sentosa, you've got Raffles, you've got plenty of stuff to see in Singapore. So I would probably add at least another night onto that if you can afford the time to do that. And then once you've done that, from there we are going to transfer obviously to the ship itself.
Well, let's take you on board. I've always got a really soft spot for Royal Caribbean, because I've cruised them 3 or 4 times, or 3 times now. And I cruised with them for my 40th, and they were fantastic.
I think if you look at this whole package, this is, I wouldn't say like an active cruise, but it's a little bit more doing stuff on the cruise. So you might as well go on a ship that's got stuff going on it as well. And again, this has got the ice skating, it's got the mini golf. Again, if you want to relax, you've got the spa. But the food, the cuisine, the hospitality on board Royal Caribbean are always very, very good.
Yeah, I always think there's something for everybody, isn't there?
But there's also always something going on the ships
as
well. You know, they're never boring. You've got Johnny Rockets if you want your burgers. You've got lots of stuff. So it's got that American flavour. But of course, you're over in the Far East, so it gives that little bit of difference on there. Again, if you're going to take the kids on this one, very, very popular as well with the kids clubs. But as I said, the last couple of weeks, I've had a few bookings on this one already, and I can tell you when I booked this last week, the price was slightly lower than what it is now.
It's really rising.
And the reason this is because the cabins are getting more and more minimal, and they're going up in price.
I mean, it hasn't gone up much at all yet, but you think it will do, don't you?
This has gone up about £60 since I booked it last week, last couple of days. So, you know, book it when you want, but I would say that they're only going to go up in price. They're not going to go down, because any time a Grand Prix is in an area, it always becomes very, very busy.
Do you know, I've done it myself. I've left it too late, and in fact, you know, cruises can go up to several hundreds of pounds.
Of course they can. They can change.
I would book this one, say, in the next few... well, I'd book it tonight if you can, but definitely in the next couple of days. Anyway, we're going to see some beautiful ports as well.
We are. So you're going to jump on the Voyager, and as I said, this is quite port intensive, because this is a short, sharp 5-day cruise, just to experience some of the places you've never been to. But we're going to go first into a place called Port Klang. Now, when I docked there a couple of years ago, I was like, I'm not really sure, but of course that's the gateway to go into Kuala Lumpur. And that's where you go to the Petronas Towers. Now, the Petronas Towers are iconic, and again, they'll do tours there. You can make your own way out there, but this is where you've got to go to. And to get to those towers is phenomenal. You can actually walk across the gateway between the two. And from there, you can go to some of the local temples. You can do your shopping there. There is plenty to do, but the Batu Caves are another must if you can. So you're only there a day, you've got to decide what you want to do, but you go either modern or cultural, but there's something for everybody in Port Klang. Then we go into Penang. Now, Penang is going along the coastline there into Malaysia, but here, Penang Hill is the one thing to do. They've got the funicular that takes you to the very, very top. Beautiful views over Penang, and then from there you can head down onto some of the beaches, taking some of the beautiful countryside and the views there. You've still got your temples, and that's why all of these places, if you're only going for a few hours, I recommend that you maybe look at doing one of the tours to get the most out of it.
Well, you've got plenty of time to plan, haven't you?
A tour with the ship, or you do a private tour, but do something while you're there. Then we go into one of my favourite destinations, Phuket.
Yeah, I like
you love
Phuket.
the beaches, you love... we did elephant trekking, we took all the crew elephant trekking there, but you can actually go... I watched a programme the other day, which was on one of the TV shows, and they were featuring Phuket, and they took them all round past James Bond Islands, they took them to the village that floats on the rafts, but again, you've also got the temples, so you've got beaches, you've got temples, you've got the views there. That's the area where they go on the boat trips, and if you get a chance to do that, it's phenomenal, all the way over to James Bond Island. And then from there, a day at sea, and then head back into Singapore. And this is where the fun really starts.
Well, I think we've already had a lot of fun there.
Well, this is where it's going to start. If you're a Formula One lover, we're doing quite a lot of these packages now. We've been doing Barcelona and Monaco and Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but this one is the Singapore.
So, Glenn, just clarify, we're actually here 4 nights, is that right?
4 days. 4 days. So we're going to be there 4 days. Now, included in this price is going to be your tickets for both practice days and, of course, the main day itself. The Singapore Grand Prix is under floodlights, so it's a nighttime Grand Prix. After this, they're going to have a concert. Now, we haven't got the lineup yet because they don't tend to announce it until maybe 3-4 months before. But again, they normally have some big stars out there because obviously the money with Formula One is phenomenal. And the lady I booked the other day, she said, well, my husband's massively into Formula One. I'm not so much, but I'm going for him. It's his birthday. It's his 50th birthday. So what they're going to do on there, she's going to go to the main day, and then the other 2 days she'll go off and do her own thing. She's still got the ticket. She'll do a bit of shopping and whatever, and he'll go to all 3 days. But really, really great chance if you've never been to a Formula One, and of course Singapore is one of the best. This is all included in the price. And then from there, a day at leisure after the race, just to chill out, relax, and take it easy. And then obviously your flight's back.
I do think, and I can see why this is selling really quickly, phenomenal value when you break down the price of the flights, the hotel stays, the Grand Prix ticket.
Well, if your flights are £500-600 before you've done anything, then you've got a cruise, you've got your Formula One tickets, you've got your transfers, your stays in the hotel. You know, break it down. You know, the value is really, really good on this.
But as Glenn said, you know, these have been selling before.
Selling, yeah. And as I said, we based it, I think, on the inside cabin there. Once they go, you'll have to go up to the next grade. That'll have more money and more money. So, you know, if you want to do it and you think this is something it's only deposit only today. So you haven't got to pay for it in full. It's deposit only, get it booked, see the guys, and then again, say you pay money sort of 4 months before for the balance.
It's a really exciting one.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because what's good as well, you've got to stay in Singapore to see that first, then you've got the cruise, and then from there you've got the Grand Prix.
So just to recap, though, you've got the 3-day seated grandstand tickets and the after-race concert. There will be, you know, some big stars performing in that. 5-night stay in total in 4-star hotels in Singapore, because don't forget you've got the nights at the beginning of the cruise and the 4 nights at the end, and return flights from London as well. Deposit only tonight, of course, as well, and the ID number for this one is 156964. Now, on last week's show, the late deals were really busy, weren't they?
They were, yeah. They were really, really good.
We're getting quite a following now for our late deals, aren't we?
Yeah, because I think we get a lot of our clientele have got that flexibility to, if they see a good deal, let's just go.
I tell you what, when I'm retired and I've got a way to go, that's what I'll do as well. You know,
Why not?
I'll plan some cruises, but if I'm free and a late deal comes up,
just jump on it.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got 2 absolute crackers tonight. So here's the first one now. First of all, check out how many nights. 16-night Southampton to Madeira and the Caribbean. It's with P&O. It's aboard the Britannia, one of the most beautiful ships at sea. Very late, because it departs, say, 27th of October, so not too many weeks. 785 is the lead price for 60 nights. That works out, just to let you know, I'm sure you're all on the calculators as I speak, under £50 per person per night to take you from Southampton to Madeira and the Caribbean, and that includes obviously your flight back as well.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, that is amazing.
And when you speak to the team as well, they also do a coach normally. So you normally sort of leave your car at Gatwick, for example. They'll then bus you down to Southampton. You'll sail out from Southampton to the Caribbean, fly you back into Gatwick, and your car's already there. Brilliant. So it's already taken care of. Really, really good. If you want to see the Caribbean, that's a good one to do.
I think that just came down today, didn't it?
Yeah, it's coming down in price. So it's it's not going to go much more than 50 quid a day.
I'm not being funny. We hardly ever get a cruise to the Caribbean.
And it's on Britannia as well.
So. I know. I mean, not being funny, but she's a really, really
nice
beautiful
ship.
new ship. Yeah. But that one, you do need to start booking that ASAP because it works out under £50 per person per night. And Glenn, we've got a second late
deal.
deal.
So this is a 9-night Italy, Greece, Montenegro with a Venice stay on this one. This is with Costa on the Luminessa, and it's got 3 dates on this one, the 2nd, the 7th and the 14th of December, so just getting back before Christmas. ID is 137555, and this has got a 2-night stay in Venice, normally on the Venice Mestre, return flights and all overseas transfers, going into Brindisi, Athens, and then we've got Cataclum for the Olympics, Cortor, Split and Venice for your stays, and that's just leading price at $599 per person. Really good deal.
So yeah, 2 cracking late deals for tonight's show. But we're going to move on to our 4th deal, which is with MSC this evening. First of all, you will get an upgrade on this one. God, it's really good, the upgrade. You're getting a free upgrade
Inside
to balcony.
Yeah.
Inside to balcony. Wow. But also, Glenn was telling me earlier that this is featuring Lake Garda, which is whenever you've got a cruise and stay with Lake Garda, it tends to be top seller, doesn't it?
Planet Cruise have featured these the last couple of years and worked with different sort of... We've done a Lake Garda with a stay in Venice and then worked with sort of different cruise companies. So this one's with MSC. Now, what's great about this, as you've mentioned, you're going from an inside to a balcony on here, which is a nice big upgrade. Nice big upgrade on there. And what I like about this is we speak to some people in the office and they say, I don't know if I just want to do 7-day cruise, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get bored or I want to just... This one's got so much because you've got Lake Garda, which is phenomenal, and if you've we've got some images to show of Lake Garda. And again, this is where, you know, you get a lot of the rich and famous staying there, and there's summer holidays and some amazing places around there. So the lake is well, and we've got a hotel there that we use, or we use a couple of different hotels in Lake Garda.
Really nice,
really, really nice. And we've packaged this with a 3-night stay. Now, again, if you want to upgrade to maybe having 4 or 5 days, the team will just move the flights 2 days earlier, and you just pay for your extra night stay. And then from there, what will happen is you will then take a taxi. Now, normally we always provide transfer. This one, you take a taxi from the hotel because it's cheaper to the train station. We'll provide your ticket on the train, and you're going from the Lake Garda area down to Venice, which is about an hour and a half's train journey. And then from there, you take a taxi to your hotel in the Venice Mestre, and that's where you've got 2 nights in Venice. Now, if you've not done Venice before, I haven't, no. Yeah, I was there a couple of years ago for a few days with the wife. And with that one, we just walked around. We went to St Mark's Square. Of course, you do the gondola. You're going to have a Bellini. You do all the things that you can do in Venice, but it's stunning. 2 days, I'll be honest with you, is probably long enough in Venice. I think once you've done your 2 days, that's perfectly fine. And from there, you're going to then make your way, of course, to the actual MSC Musica, and that's where you're going to start your cruise.
Well, yes, let's have a little look. And MSC, their ships are known to be really opulent.
Yeah, so obviously their background is through the containers, and that's why they work in most ports, so they get great rates. So that's where their prices with MSC are normally very, very good. Modern ships, I think in a couple of years they're going to be one of the biggest cruise lines out there. They're big now. I think they're going to get bigger and bigger and move out and bringing out more and more ships. Now, when you do MSC, there's Keith, he's having an ice cream, he loves an ice cream. With MSC, what you'll find is, especially based out in Italy, the clientele is not British, it's a mix of European. So again, yeah, they will do some of the announcements in multicultural languages, but also you'll have more of a European feel. So the food is more geared towards probably the Italian market, so your pizzas and pastas, but you are actually holidaying in Italy, so it's quite nice to do that. The stage shows, the performances are very, very modern, again geared to European culture on there. The rooms are stunning, very, very modern.
And we're getting the balcony, aren't we?
And you're getting the balcony on there as well. You're getting the upgrade from the inside to the balcony. So very, very comfortable, and as I said, great ships to go and see. What is some beautiful, beautiful ports of call as well, because this is some of the highlights.
Yeah, you've got some of the nicest in the world.
You've got some nice ones on this one. So we're going to start from there.
Yeah.
As you've embarked...
Sorry, I've just,
We do a run through this before the show, but yeah.
We did, I know, but there's a lot to take in.
There was a lot to take in, yeah. So then we're going to start off, first of all, in Brindisi, in Italy. So again, place that people may not have been to on some of their ports. Right on the hill there of Italy. If you look at the boot, we're right on the hill there. And again, traditional Italian coastline there. Great destination to go and see. You've got the Archaeological Museum, you've got the castle. Traditional buildings there, but again, as you go down into the main town, you've got some sort of really nice bars and restaurants and cafes, a little bit of people watching there, and it's a nice start to the cruise. Then we go on to a place called Cataclon. Now, Cataclon itself has got really nice tavernas. We're into Greece on here, and again, you can just sit there, and that's where the tavernas are there, and just take in the sights. But you've got to go over to Olympia. Olympia is the birthplace of the Olympics. So when you go over there, they see where they actually light the flame. you can actually run on the original Olympic running track. And they've got an archway there, which is about 2,000 years old, that's got no cement holding it up. It's just wedged in. It's been there. Just don't lean on it. That's all I'd say to you. Then we go into one of the greatest destinations, not only in Europe, in the world. This is going to be one of your highlights. This is in the stunning area of Santorini. Now, Santorini, you'll make your way into Fira. You'll go up the side of the mountain there with the cable car or the donkeys. They've got donkeys there as well. And then when you get to the top of Fira, you can do some exploring. But what I would suggest is going to this place here, which is Oia, which is about 25 minutes drive from here. And that's where you're going to get those blue domed buildings. That's what Santorini is famous for. But they're the views that you'll get down off the ship. You've got the Caldera there. You've also got Santos Winery, which is one of my favourite places to go and visit. But Santorini is going to be one of your highlights. Then we go back into Athens. We've already talked about Athens, into Piraeus, and that's the gateway then into the Acropolis. From there, we move on to Corfu in Greece. As I said, really nice destinations on this this cruise. And Corfu, you've got the Achillean Palace. You can make your way over to the resorts of Palikastritsa or Sodari, or just wander around the town there. And Corfu town itself is really, really good. Got some nice tavernas there we used to go to when we used to make our way off the ship. Then one of the popular destinations which really is coming to the forefront now is a place called Kotor in Montenegro. So look at the destinations you're getting in this part. You've got Greece, Montenegro, Italy, and that is Kotor, sailing into Kotor itself. The old town there, beautiful. People love Dubrovnik. This is becoming the new sort of destination in this part of the world. And as I said, walk around the cobbled streets, the old buildings, but it's almost like being in a Mediterranean fields, if you know what I mean. And so there's some of the views there. So a great destinations, and then from there back into Venice. So
just breathtaking, though, isn't it?
You've got the stunning beauty of Lake Garda. Then you've got the highlights of Venice and take a gondola ride. Then you get on the ship and you're doing Santorini and Athens, go to the birthplace of the Olympics, and then Corfu and Kotor. What a great, great destination. And to top it all off, you can add a drinks package on for between £18 and £23 per person per day, which is good value on the ship. And you get an upgrade from the inside up to the balcony.
Do you know, I can honestly say I think that's one of, looking at the ports there, some of the prettiest we ever see, really.
It is, and this is a really, really popular cruise. But again, like we said to you before, these balcony upgrades will go quickly because they'll sell out.
So let's just recap there. So you've got the 3-night Lake Garda hotel stay and the 2-night stay in Venice as well.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the cost on that.
Yeah, and the train obviously included on that.
Yeah, of course, your rail journey. Tonight you will get a free upgrade from inside to balcony, and that does make a big difference. When you've seen so many beautiful parts of the world.
Imagine sailing out of Venice on a balcony.
Yeah, And then return flights, of course, based on London as well. Now, Glenn and I were looking at all the different dates and prices, and I've got to say, the October price is great, but we cherry-picked some of the May dates because they are just about £50 more for May.
Well, you've got 12.29. I'll tell you what we liked about May.
Really good.
Even if you go in June, which is nice, only 50 quid extra, but you just want to go and it's a little bit quieter in some of the destinations. So May is going to be really warm, but it's a really good price. And I would probably look at the May dates, but obviously it depends on when you can get the time off work.
And the ID number for that one, by the way, is 157993. Do you know, I do love presenting this show.
Oh, but you do.
Yeah, but even if you had a bad day, I know some of our regulars say this, if you had a bad day at work, you can sit down, relax, and just start planning your next cruise.
Yeah, and again, all we try and do is give people sort of destinations they go and visit. And again, if the cruises we're featuring tonight, they don't tick the box, give the team a call. We've got 17,000 cruises on our website at the moment. Yeah, so maybe have an idea roughly where you want to go. Just to pinpoint it a little bit for the team.
17,000. Now, our next cruise tonight is with P&O, and it is a 15-night Eastern Caribbean cruise starting at an amazing price of just $979. Glenn mentioned we are going to talk about the Caribbean in a few moments' time. I know some of you may have concerns, obviously, but we have got such a lovely, lovely cruise tonight. We're going to talk about it in more detail, but first of all, let's take you on board the ship with the one and only Keith Maynard.
Inspired by P&O Cruises' illustrious past, but designed very much for their fabulous future, this is the biggest cruise ship ever designed for the UK cruise market. Welcome to P&O's beautiful Britannia. One thing you will definitely notice on board Britannia is that there's an abundance of excellent deck space and oodles of sun loungers to help you worship. In fact, there are 4 main pools to choose from, including the adult-only Serenity Pool, a perfect place to escape to for some downtime while the kids are being looked after elsewhere. There's 13 different bars on board, 4 of which are out on deck, which means you can enjoy the sunshine or the stars as you sip your favourite tipple. The stylish new blue cocktail bar is the perfect place for a dirty martini, or there's Brody's. I love that place, and that's where P&O Cruises have introduced the biggest selection of British beers at sea, with over 70 to choose from, representing 56 different UK counties. The food is headed up by P&O Cruises' iconic food heroes. You can enjoy the taste of India with the Master of Spice Atal Kutcher's fabulous Sindhu restaurant, or savour mouth-watering gala dinner options and menus created by the godfather of UK cooking, Mr. Marco Pierre White. If you really want to spoil yourself, you can also book Eric Landlad's afternoon tea experience, or head to his Market Cafe. It's a French-style patisserie that features fine cheeses, antipasto, charcuterie, tapas and specialty breads. You can enjoy the live music, comedy, cabarets and game shows of the Live Lounge, or sit back for West End style shows in this fabulous new theatre, which features a stunning LED backdrop. Strictly fans also won't be disappointed with the elegant wooden-floored Crystal Room. It's dedicated to dance and the perfect location to rumble the night away. P&O Cruises have really pushed the boat out when it comes to the accommodation. There's a sumptuous range of boutique offerings to choose from, including well-thought-out single cabins to these incredible suites designed by Richmond International that come with your own butler. And all the accommodation on board includes flat-screen TVs, pamper packs from the White Company and bespoke artwork from British artists.
And both Glenn and I have been on board the Britannia.
I was on it 2 weeks ago.
All right, stop showing off.
That was my one cruise of the year.
But I mean, she is one of the most beautiful ships.
She is stunning. And I was really pleased I went on her. And you know, compared to Ventura and Azura, which were the last 2 P&O ships that sort of mainly were launched, Britannia is more modern. Different sort of layout on there, but again, very, very sleek, very modern. They've done a really, really nice job on it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it on there. It's good.
Now, Glenn, we did promise we wanted to talk about the Caribbean, didn't we?
Yeah. I don't want to put her down on things and stuff like that, but obviously, you know, we have a lot of people phoning us up in the last few weeks, obviously, with what's been going on in the Caribbean, concerned that they're going on cruises in the next few months. So just to sort of clear things up, really, obviously, every cruise company at the moment is aware of what's been going on, and we know Tortola and St Martin, Dominica and Puerto Rico have been quite sort of badly damaged. So every cruise company is adjusting everything at the moment. So people that have got cruises booked over for the next few months, please note that they're not going to be just taken to places that, you know, have been destroyed or anything like that. They are aware of what's going on in the Caribbean. They will readjust the itineraries, and then they will inform the clients. And this is what they're going to do with all the cruises. So, I mean, I've got a lot of friends that are based over in that part of the world, and it's awful that's happened, but the cruise companies are aware of what's going on, so please note they will be looking into it. And we should say,
the cruise tonight, none of the areas that we're going to visit,
none of them have been affected at all at the moment. So they're all really, really good ports of call. But as I said, if you want to see the Caribbean, I always think P&O are one of the best, because they fly you in, transfer you to the ship, flights are there, Manchester, Birmingham, Gatwick, and then from there you do your 11 islands and back again.
And, you know, going back years, I mean, even say 9-10 years ago when I first started presenting the show, if you ever got a 2-week cruise to the Caribbean for under £1,000, it
was good value.
Yeah,
and as I said, it's a British cruise line. It's been out in the Caribbean for the last couple of years. It knows what the British clients want. So again, it just fits really, really well.
Well, we better have a look. We're flying from London, aren't we, to
Barbados?
I
mean, if they have got the flights, it depends if they've got the availability now. They sometimes have Birmingham and Manchester. The team will have to check that for you. And there's normally a supplement of about £99 for Birmingham or Manchester. Okay, so just let them know. So again, with the ports of call, we'll go through them quite quickly. You're flying into Barbados. You've got an overnight on board on this one, so this gives you the chance to go off, see the beaches over to Bathsheba, the North Atlantic coastline, stunning parts, Harrison's Cave, lots to see in Barbados. We then have a chill-out day at sea, which is nice, top up the sun, get those rays on you. And then we go to what's called the ABC Islands, but this time it's B-A-C, the way they've done it. But Bonaire, again, nice for your snorkelling, your swimming. Again, they're all Dutch islands that they have here. They're all pastel-coloured buildings. So, again, all 3 of these are really, really good for your snorkelling and your swimming. Aruba, famous, great for shopping, quite Americanised with the Dutch area there. But again, from there you can go to some of the really good beaches. Palm Beach, Eagle Beach on there is lovely. And as I said, they have some nice destinations down on Palm Beach. That's a one to really go and see. Then we're going to Curacao. We used to do a lot of snorkelling here. We take the boat trips out. But again, you could just walk into town with the pastel-coloured buildings. There they are there, into Willemstad, and just stroll around and take in the views, do a bit of shopping there. We were actually there Christmas Eve one year, and it was fantastic. Then a day at sea, and then we're going into St Vincent, into Kingstown. Now, Kingstown itself, I wouldn't spend too much time there. I would get out and about because this is the gateway to go over to places like the Grenadines. And this is where I strongly recommend taking one of the catamaran trips out. They also do a tour over there to the set of the Pirates of the Caribbean, because that was at film where Jack Sparrow walked off the boat and stepped on the land. That's in St Vincent on there. So that's a really good place to go and see. St Lucia, one of the big destinations of the Caribbean. Make your way over to Sofri. You've got the Pitons there. Take a boat trip. Again, a lot of base on water and water sports here, so take the catamarans out if you can do, but St Lucia's phenomenal. Now, Grenada is a prime example of what's happened the last couple of weeks to what happened in 2003-04. They were hit by a hurricane then, and now they've rebuilt that city and that town. The whole island is brilliant. It's a spice island, which is good. Yeah. So maybe go over to the far side of the island and see the spice production. And then in the afternoon, very famous there is a place, a boat there called the Rum Runner. And that is what the Caribbean's about. That's a party boat that goes all the way over to Grand Dance Beach, and on the way back you can normally hear them before you can see them on there. That's all I'm going to say to you on that one. Yeah. Then a chill-out day at sea, and then you go on to St Kitts. This is where you do the railway, or you can go over to the island of Nevis. We used to go and play golf at Royal St Kitts Golf Course, but again, very, very popular. Then into Antigua. Antigua, British influence with St John's. They reckon they've got 365 beaches, one for every day of the year. They do circumnavigate speedboats around the island. Oprah Winfrey's got a place, Eric Clapton, some of the big famous people love Antigua. And then what's nice as well, they're offering an overnight in Barbados at the end of this one as well. So you've got one at the start and one at the end there. And again, if you didn't get to do it at the start of the cruise, you can do it at the end. But Barbados, very, very famous.
Well, amazing value. Works out under £66 per person per night, and you're going to be on one of the beautiful ships in the world. So, just to recap, 2 nights on board in Barbados. Actually, the balcony is great. If you upgrade to balcony, you can do that from just £26 per person per night. Return flights based on Gatwick, but we have got some regionals, Manchester and Birmingham, from just £99 per person. Late deal, that one, and say one of the best we've had this year, definitely, 117,555. Now, we are delighted to have Fred Olsen back on the show tonight. It's been a little while. I cruised with Fred Olsen a couple of years ago with my mum. And we had
you really enjoyed it, though, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a lovely time. Lovely time.
Because they're, again, quite traditional British cruise line on there. And, again, very good, very hot on service, very good on the food and entertainment. But this is slightly different because this is Christmas out in Mauritius and the Seychelles.
Yeah, and you're going to be away for Christmas. My dream, and don't get me wrong, I do like Christmas in the UK, but I do have a dream of being away for Christmas on a cruise ship.
It's nice.
It must be magical.
Because they do gear up. And with Fred Olsen being not so much family-based, it's a bit more adult-based, it's geared more, obviously, for the adults on there for you. So it's going to be a different experience, and you're going to be in this part of the world.
And you are going to be on a lovely ship with only, I think it's about 900 passengers.
Exactly, yeah, not too many at all. 28,000 tonnage. No, 536 passengers.
Oh.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, let's take you on. Let's have a little look.
So again, with the Boudicca on there, as I said, it's traditional cruising. As I said, a little bit more traditional. It's an older ship compared to something like the Viking one that we saw earlier.
She was refurbished.
But again, look at it.
And she was refurbished in 2015.
She was, yeah. So again, attention to detail. There's only sort of 530 passengers on there. So again, the staff to passenger ratio is very good. But it's a 28,000-ton vessel, so you're going to have plenty of space on there, and it's just going to be nice to relax. If you want the rock climbing and you're surfing, this is not the ship for you. But with this actual itinerary, we've got quite a lot of sea days on here, so great opportunities to chill out, relax, and take it easy. Now, of course, all the food and entertainment's included. They actually do the best value all-inclusive at sea on here for £15 per person per day. You can upgrade to the all-inclusive package as well. And for being on there for 16 days, what's that, about 165 quid for 16 days?
I mean,
it's worth it.
Well, I'd definitely be doing that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's second to none then, isn't it? But again, nice spa facilities, good staff on there, nice entertainment. And as I said, the food, the drink, the overall level of service on there is very, very high. And it would be nice to be away for Christmas.
I'd say I had a lovely cruise with Fred Olsen. My mum loved it as well. But this, if you've not made plans for Christmas, or maybe, I'm not being funny, but some people don't like Christmas in the UK. I mean, it can be a bit busy and stressful. You try and park in the UK, a couple of weeks before Christmas. It is a bit of a nightmare.
It is, yes. So this is a good opportunity. And this is featured in some ports that we haven't featured before, so it's quite nice. So we're going to fly in from this one over to a place that some of you might have been to. I actually had my 40th birthday there. I don't like to brag. But we're in Mauritius. Okay, so Mauritius is phenomenal. People have seen it in the TV program, but this is where you dock in Port Louis. Now, we took a boat trip out for the day here, but you can actually go over to the area there with the coloured earth mounds, which is phenomenal. And again, you've got the botanical gardens. Oh. You've got so much to see there. But I would say if you can, try and get out to some of the beaches, and that's what you've got there, the Royal Beach and various beaches. But you've got an overnight on there, which is really, really nice to experience as much as you possibly can. Then you've got a couple of sea days. So this is what we're saying to you before, just to chill out, relax and take it easy. And then we head over to the Seychelles on there. So you're going from Mauritius to the Seychelles. And again, same sort of thing, beaches, paradise. You see it in all the some of the films and the documentaries.
And to be there in December, which is, you know, it's so cold and dark and miserable over
just
here,
think of the pictures you can annoy people back at home with when you're standing on the beach there, just relaxing and chilling out on there, which is very nice. And with this one as well, you've got overnight aboard, so you've got plenty of time to go and see as much as you possibly can. And even you could even go and hire one of the shacks or the villas for the day and just sit on the beach and just take in the views. Then from there, we have another couple of days at sea, and then we're going to a place called Zanzibar. We're going over to Zanzibar on there. We've got Victoria first. That'll be the first destination, and then from there over into Zanzibar in Tanzania. So I bet many people haven't been there before, but they're the sort of beaches that you're going to be seeing in this destination.
I mean, it's just paradise, isn't it?
It is. It's not a bad place to spend Christmas, and I think round about that time is more or less Christmas, around coming up to sort of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So very, very similar to Portsmouth, where we are. That is. So not like the Port Solent. Then a day at sea. Then a place into Mamoudzou. Now I will try and give you a lot of information about this, but we even struggled to find sort of information about this because it's a little bit
never featured on the show before.
Never featured on the internet before. I think it's a really different destination.
Really kind of like exclusive place.
Exactly. And as I said, we haven't really got any more stuff, but it's a coastal French colony. It's an archipelago off the Indian Ocean. So again, great for your beaches and stunning.
And that's what's so nice about the smaller ships. You know,
they can get in there. Of course they can. And you're not going to have, like, say, some of the Caribbean islands where they're absolutely packed with people. Something very, very different. Then a couple of days at sea, just to relax and take it easy. And then into La Réunion Island, which is just off Mauritius. And we went there last year. Again, the town is okay, but we did some great tours up into the mountain areas, into the volcanic areas. If you want a little bit more culture, you've got the Notre Dame Church, because all around this area, you've got a French culture throughout the whole of these islands. But I would definitely recommend, we did the tour up into the mountains, and it was a beautiful part of the world, so I would do that. And then finally from there, back into Mauritius, into Port Louis, and that's where you'll have your flight home.
See, I'd love to do that. I really would.
It's beautiful islands, but again, the other thing as well, which is nice, you've got quite a few sea days as well, just to relax and take it easy, soak up the atmosphere of this part of the world.
I think if you're somebody that gets a bit stressed about Christmas here in the UK, then this would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Really would. Anyway, let's just remind you what's included. First of all, you've got the overnight on board. If you do like a drink on your cruise, and I certainly do, the best all-inclusive in terms of price at sea, and great selection, so from just £15 per person per night. Return flights based on London there, but we have got, for us Northerners, Manchester flights available at a supplement as well. And the ID number for that one is 135430. Just really nice to have Fred Olsen back on the show, because they do get
nice, yeah.
They do get, you know,
we sell a lot of Fred Olsen because they've had some really good deals lately. So yeah, it's great to see something a little bit different as well on the show.
So I want to book that one as well. I'm terrible, aren't I? I spend all my spare time thinking about cruises.
Thinking about cruising, yeah.
Anyway, I hope you're going to book a cruise now. Let's just recap everything that we have had on tonight's show. We started off with a great deal with, of course, Thomson. That 7-night Greek island cruise there. You do get an upgrade, so you're going to get an outside rather than inside. All your tips and service charges, you don't have to worry about those at all. Return flights, either London Gatwick, or we have got Bristol included, but other regional flights just at a supplement as well there. And that is 128817. Then it was lovely to have Jenny on the sofa.
Yeah, so we had Jenny on the sofa. She's obviously from Viking. And look at the itinerary here all around this Western Mediterranean. So this lead date is the 25th of November, but we have got other dates as well. Now, Planet Cruise are covering the Silver Drinks package. So that's basically nearly all your drinks included on board the ship, up to a certain value. And plus $100 per person on board spend. You've got 6 guided tours and an overnight on board in Barcelona and Livorno. So plenty of time to go and explore. Then you've got some of the itineraries do work in reverse, so some will start off in Rome and finish in Barcelona, just depends on the dates. And again, return flights from London, plus all your overseas transfer. Now with this one, you've got your excursions, you've got your Wi-Fi, you've got your silver drinks, nearly everything included. The ID is 1,555, and the lead price is 1,589 for a veranda.
Then one that's been selling really well just before the show, the Royal Caribbean Voyager of the Seas 12-night Singapore Grand Prix and Malaysia and Thailand deal here. So you get the 3-day seated grandstand tickets and the after-race concert. There's going to be some big stars, as I mentioned. In total, a 5-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Singapore and all of your return flights there as well. The item of that one is 156,964. You do get a lot on that one.
You do get a lot one, yeah. As I said, it's selling well, that one, already. Then we moved on to the MSC. Now, this is one I really, really like. This is with your late Garda, so you've got 3 days there. And then, obviously, with that one, you've also got your 2 nights there in Venice. You've got your train included on this one as well, from Verona down to Venice. Now, again, big sell on this one, upgrade from inside to balcony and return flights from London. The ID is 157,993 on various dates.
And then I do urge everybody to go for our P&O offer tonight. Not being funny, but when you look at that, it's 979. That's 15 nights. It's a 15-night Eastern Caribbean cruise there from Barbados. 2 nights on board there, an upgrade to a balcony from under £26 per person per night there. Your return flights, and we do have regional flights from Manchester and Birmingham as well. The item of that one is 117,555. That is really exceptional,
really good, really good on that one.
Did that just come in?
Yeah, that's just come in.
Just come in today, yeah.
That's just come in. And then finally we've got the Fred Olsen, a little bit different. Seychelles, Mauritius, over Christmas on this one, 13th of December. The ID is 135,430. You get your overnights on board in Port Louis and Maya. You also get the upgrade to all-inclusive for £15 per person per night. Return flights from London plus overseas transfer, and a supplement if you want Manchester flights on that.
Now, don't forget those late deals. The first one, look at that, 7, 8, 5, 16 nights, Southampton to Madeira and the Caribbean. Again, it's with P&O, it's on board the Britannia. It never, in all the years I've presented the show, when you start talking about, was it under £50 per person per night?
But I mean, the other deal's not bad as well. 9 nights Italy, Greece and Montenegro, 599. 3 dates on that one, the 2nd, the 7th and the 14th. ID 137,555. If you want to go Venice, Athens, Split and all those sort of places, a nice sort of late-minute deal for 9 nights.
Don't delay on those, seriously, because you'll miss out. All the prices you can imagine will start going up. Glenn, loved it. You're not with us next week, are you?
I'm not, no, but I'm here for 2 weeks' time for the celebrity one.
Yes. The what?
The celebrity one.
Oh, yeah. But I'll be with you next week as ever on Planet Cruise. But cheers, those calls come in. Lovely to see you. We'll see Glenn in a few weeks.